I'm giving you 10 things that you can do right now as an Airbnb host in 2019. Let's jump right in. Okay, so I hope that 2019 is your best year ever. If you haven't started your Airbnb journey yet, I hope this is the year that you do so. And if you are hosting already, I hope that 2019 you take it to the next level. And the 10 things that you can do today to be a better Airbnb host, I'm going to give you in order to help facilitate that. Now, let me say that these things are all free, and these are things that you literally can start doing today. I'm not going to tell you to go buy a website or to pay someone to make your logo or to buy stationery and then put that logo on some pencils. And I'm not telling you go hire a branding consultant and pick out a color palette and then pay for some software to choose your colors for you, because there's a free app for that too. But all this stuff, I'm giving you my personal experience, and some of these things should not be free. Before I give you these 10 things too, I'm giving away something else for free. I'm giving away a free consultation. Now, I'm not going to put the link below because a lot of you have seen it already, but a lot of you know that I charge real estate investors like $400 an hour to talk on the phone. Well, I'm going to give one of you a free 30-minute phone call to talk about your current Airbnb business or your future Airbnb business. And here's what you have to do to win. First, if you are not a subscriber to this channel, I need you to subscribe and like this video. Then with this video, please just share it on any avenues of your social media. Copy the link for that social media, share, and then post it in the comments below. I will choose one of these comments as a winner in 2 weeks and announce the winner in a couple of weeks. All right? Easy, yes? So without further ado, let's get into the 10 things that you can do today as an Airbnb host in 2019. Coffee. Number 1, up your customer service game by studying Disney's customer service experience. I had to talk with my leadership team about messages that somebody on my team was sending to guests where they would say, hey, could I check in early? And then the team member on my side said, unfortunately, we are extremely busy and we have to stick to our current check-in time, right? And that's not good enough. That's not. What you can do is you can do what Disney does. And if you don't have time to read all of Disney's rhetoric, let me kind of give you the skinny. In this case, you want to highlight the positives of any situation. You really want to go for magic at all possible, whenever possible. And so the way you would do this, for example, with this message, when somebody wants early check-in and you can't really accommodate it, you'll say, though it may take us until 3 p.m., which is the normal check-in time, though it may take us until 3 p.m. to ensure that your place is marvelous when you arrive, if our cleaners are done ahead of schedule, I will certainly let you know as soon as I know. See, this is something that I can do for you. This is the positive. If it's possible, I'm going to let you know, right? And then, so somebody might ask, well, so what should I do? I would say, well, feel free to book and let's communicate the day of your arrival and I'll let you know how early you can come in. If the person's checking in that day and they're already booked, you don't have to sell it, right? You say, well, thank you once again for booking. Keep in touch with me afternoon and I will let you know how soon we can let you in. Something like that. But focus on the positives. Even though it may be a long shot, you still want to let the guests know that you're constantly trying to do something for them. That's the Disney experience. Number 2, up your leadership game by reading the book Multipliers, which I've already told you about, and download this free book. All right, I'm going to link a free book at the bottom. It's called Enchantment by Guy Kawasaki. He used to work for Apple. And this is a wonderful book because the things that it will teach you will trickle down to your team. It's important that you lead by example and that you create the right culture as a leader in your organization, which will then encourage your team to do a good job with your guests. You take care of your team, they'll take care of your guests. You know, it passes through. So if you haven't read Multipliers yet, do so. Otherwise, also down below is a link. That way you can download this ebook and have that one and continue your growth as a leader. So 3, progressive here. If you're not yet a super host, I want you to make a new account. And then I want you to take your best few accounts, right? Your best listings, and I want you to move them into that separate account, okay? Some of your listings may not be getting Superhost like ratings because the check-in process is just it's not possible to be super streamlined. Like maybe somebody has to pick up the keys at a different place. Or maybe the building's a little bit old. And even though you do a 5-star job, somebody's just like, the building's old. It's a 3-star building, okay? So take those, keep those in your old account and move your best listings to a new account so that account can get Superhost status. That way some of your listings can get an Airbnb Plus, okay? Compartmentalize your listings based on quality. Easy, right? Do it. 4, Hire a dedicated housekeeper. And if you cannot afford to pay somebody full-time by the hour because they won't get enough work from you, then go on to Facebook forums, find other Airbnb hosts, and ask them if they would like to collectively hire a housekeeper or two together, okay? And you will collectively manage, as a group of hosts, a full-time employee or two, okay? You're gonna contract them in this case. So this way, you can be more competitive, because a large part of our business model is being price competitive and staying solvent at lower costs, because there will come times where you have to drop your price to get a booking. And if you are afraid to drop your price below, say, $70 because your cleaning fee is $60 or $80 or something crazy, then you will get $0 for that night because your costs are too high. If you can pay somebody by the hour, say $12 or $13 an hour, or $10, depending on your market, and whatever the competitive rate is for a cleaner, you can get that cleaning done for $15 to $30 instead, right? That allows you to drop your rates when you have to. You'll also be more profitable instantly. Every single reservation you have will have like $30 to $50 more profitability, hypothetically, because of this type of price drop. This allows you to do more things that other hosts cannot. So if you cannot afford one on your own, find some other hosts, group together, and do it. Okay? 5, raise your nightly rates above the market average. Okay. So there's a couple reasons why you want to do this. First off, you want to be able to raise your rates to prevent single night bookings and to do custom night discounts, like for 3 nights, 4 nights, 7 nights. So that way your bookings are more than one day long. You will fill up your calendar with less reservations this way. You'll still get your same nightly rate, but you won't have somebody book the 14th of the month and then screw up your whole month. You want to be able to take a 10-day booking. You want to prioritize that 10-day booking, because that way you need less overall demand in order to fill up your supply or eat up your supply, because your supply is your 30 or 31 day calendar. If you could get that booked with one reservation, that's way easier for your business. So try to get that booked in 4 or 5 or 6 reservations instead of having to have 20, right? So that's why you raise your nightly rate up and then do custom night discounts. Additionally, you can raise your rates just a little bit to incorporate a incentive, like you're marking it up to marking it down. A lot of the department stores do this. So you can actually mark your rates up a little bit, and then you can leave in your description, just ask for a 10% discount, or this percent we give a 10% military discount, or some other form of specialized discount that makes a subsection of people feel like they're special. Or you could do a limited time. For February and March only, we're going to do this discount. A couple years ago, I did this winter rate in Houston, and the properties that I did this winter discount rate on performed better. Even though I raised the rates a little bit to offset my costs, the fact that I did this specialized rate discount or this specialized seasonal discount caused my properties to be more profitable. So mark it up so you can mark it down. Okay? 6, watch all of my pricing strategy videos. I will be doing another video, which I recorded on Christmas, but I sit here and talk to you just like this, and it was 40 minutes long of pricing advice. So it's coming soon. And there are some new things, but there's still plenty in my old pricing videos. Now, you do not need to pay for a service to give you dynamic pricing. Yes, there are services that do this and will automate your stuff. Like Wheelhouse will give you pricing advice for free. They just won't automate it for you. Now, I pay for staff to do all of our pricing adjustments because we have staff already. Why not just bundle it all together, right? Instead of paying somebody a percentage of our bookings, we can have just human labor do it, okay? Now, we don't also rely on Wheelhouse though. The 50 properties that we've had for the last 4 years, we've built our business doing it by eye. So we take a look at our portfolio, how our portfolio is performing. We take a look at our market, learn about our market and the pricing nuances of our market. And then we took a look at the market trends in Airbnb, and it says you should price at this point or this point. We will be above those market trends or the market watch indicators where we feel like we should be. And sometimes we'll even be below it where we feel like we should be. So we're doing this based on how we are doing as a business compared to the market, and Airbnb's data is helping us kind of guide our path. But long story short, we've never used a dynamic pricing model to run our business. And I think I'm one of the most successful Airbnb hosts, right? Okay, so you don't need to pay somebody for this. That's my point. Okay, moving on. 7, write a communication flowchart for your team. So if you've watched a previous video, which you should absolutely watch, which is the 4 messages you should be sending every guest, this essentially is a flow of how your conversations should go with guests. Every single guest that books will get a welcome message from you. Of course, right? Every single guest after their checkout will get like some sort of thank you recap message before you send them a review, right? Okay, all those messages in the middle will be based on how long their stay is. So what I want you to do is I want you to map out a flow. If the person's staying for 1 day, here's how the messages go. If the person is staying for a week, here's how the messages should go. If the person's booking last minute, here's the flow chart for that. Put it into a Google document and share it with your team so that way your team, when they're communicating with guests, you've trained them on this consistency. Your business is running like clockwork. It's operations, okay? You have less mistakes this way, and mistakes cost money. We all know that, right? 8, speaking of Google Drive, I want you to make a document and I want you to make like a bio page or a recap page for every single listing that you have. Right? What you can do is you can have all the building names, right? And then you have all the addresses for the building names and the apartment numbers. And then you have the phone number for maintenance of the building. You have phone number for the property manager. You have phone number for local emergency lines. You have who is the electric provider? Is it AT&T or Spectrum or Comcast? Who is your internet provider? What are the account numbers for those? What are the phone numbers to call those people, right? What is the check-in instructions for this space? What are the photos that are in the check-in guide? So if somebody's on this document, they can work with somebody who's on the Airbnb platform and they can walk them through. You put this all on a Google Drive document. You can even put the frequently asked questions for every building, right? And the answers to those questions. Also put cautionary notes. If the building is super strict about a couple things like valet trash or something like that, put those in the notes, right? You could also keep what brand of TV is in there. So if somebody does lose a remote, you say so you don't have to say to the guest, what brand TV is it? You already know what brand TV it is, and you tell the cleaner, hey, we need a new Vizio remote or we need a new Samsung remote to this apartment number. You should have those remotes in inventory, okay? So when this last guru told you that you need to stop making mistakes, absolutely, but how do you stop making mistakes? Well, it comes to lost remotes, you keep extra remotes in inventory. You should keep an extra TV in inventory, by the way, because people steal those things. So keep all these different notes in a Google Drive for each separate unit that you have. You can even have what the lease term is. So that way, if somebody comes into your organization and you need to train them to run your business, it's all right there. 9, take better photos of your property. Hands down, mega important. 6 out of every 10 guests that are booking properties, the first thing that they do is they swipe through your camera roll or your photo reel. And so this type of behavior is exactly the thing that's important to respond to. Your photos are 60% of the time the only thing that matters to a potential person. So I'm going to do another video that's a hack on how to take quality photos with just a smartphone. And it doesn't have to be a good smartphone. It's going to require a little software, but I'm going to see if I can find a free software for you to do it. And it's awesome. Better photos. Now go back to all of your listings with a cleaner eye, because you hopefully have set up these these listings a while ago. Take a look at them and go, do I really like this photo? Right? Ask your friends, hey, do you like these photos? What do you think? Get some honest feedback on them and change this up. Sell your space. You don't have to be hyper unique. It's good to be novel, but at the end of the day, people are really looking for quality. That's really what they're looking for. You can do independent marketing if the place is unique, but quality is the cornerstone, and it's something that you can do today, is take better photos. Clean the floor, clean off the fridge, take a better photo, and get out there. 10, make some friends. Make friends with Airbnb hosts. I want you to sit down, invite them to coffee. I want you to get on Facebook, find other Airbnb hosts, and I want you to learn from them. I want you to teach them just the same, and I want you to build a local community of hosts. They can also help you. If you have a reservation that needs to get moved or changed, they can help you reaccommodate that guest so you don't get a cancellation penalty. God forbid something bad happens. But everybody has their strengths. So you will have different strengths than other Airbnb hosts. And if you can finally connect with somebody other than just myself, somebody in your city, at your local level, who will talk to you over lunch about what just happened to them yesterday with a guest and some crazy situation that happened, that's so valuable. I really cherish those of you that I get to talk to on a regular basis, because some of you reach out to me on Facebook at Airbnb Automated and we get to have some conversations. I know sometimes I don't respond fast enough because I'm mega busy and you guys understand, but I really do feel like I learn a lot from a lot of you out there, all right? Because I'm not the best. I'm just a guy who has some property. So take these 10 things, do them right now. I wish you all the success in 2019. Thank you for watching Airbnb Automated. Much love. And I'll see you in 2019 on the other side.